It's the Lucky Libra in the building, the hood's pastor, the hood's guru, Saturn's favorite nephew. I appreciate the likes, the shares, the subscrizzles, all right, the super thanks. Tap into my Patreon if you like to dive deeper. Tap into my website if you like to connect on a one-on-one level with the Lucky Libra, all right? Let's get right into it. Shout out to my Virgo risings. Shout out to my Virgo risings, man. It be seeming like I can't get away from y'all in this lifetime, all right? So that's another placement I know like the back of my hand. And we got Cancer in the 11th house, all right? Let's get it. Signs to the House series. We back on deck 2024. We ain't playing. We not playing. Now, what is the 11th house, guys? Let's start with the basics as we usually do. What is the 11th house? This is the last social house, the last air house, okay, in the zodiac, all right? So we got the 3rd house, the 7th house, then we got the 11th house. This house represents our activity out in the world, our activity out, you know, interacting with faces and places we are unfamiliar with, okay? Groups, associations, business partners, okay? These are your friends and your, these are your friends, associates, and contacts that ain't quite making it into like the 7th house, so you don't got like the strongest one-on-one connection with them. And they damn sure ain't the 3rd house friend. You ain't grow up with them, you know, like, y'all don't have that type of background and whatnot. So this is, yeah, mutual friend. This could be your social media friend, all right? But definitely emphasizes people that you work with amongst a group type of environment, okay? If I get invited to a party, right? One of my friends, one of my 3rd house friends invites me to a party and I get there. Everybody there to me is 11th house people. I don't know these people. All right. Now, it's also one of the most spiritually inclined houses in the zodiac. It has strong rulership over abstract thought, abstract ideologies, spirituality, rules astrology. Okay. And then we put Cancer here, cardinal water ruled by the moon. So what's important to understand here is that your moon placement, Virgo rising, your moon could be in Capricorn, your moon could be in Virgo, your moon can be in Aries, but you have Cancer in 11th house. So your moon will always tie to this house. Your moon has rulership in this house. So wherever your moon is at, all right, is what's gonna bring that type of activity into this area. So if you have if your moon is in the 4th house, you may feel like the outside world is home for you. And this is where you feel understood at a lot of the times. You may make a lot of close, tight-knitted relationships in the 11th house that you probably have tighter bonds with people out in the world than you have with your own family. If you have the moon in the 7th house, you may have an extremely social life and your partnerships may always drive you outside of, you know, your private space or home environment. You may always be out and about. You may attract so much relationship activity to connect out into the world, and you always have other people connecting you to other people, and it'll be easier for you in this lifetime to take, you know, certain things you want to connect out into the world and be able to expand it, or be able to have one person take it to another person and spread your ideology, spread your business and brand. Powerful placement. If you have the moon in the 5th house, in some type of shape or form, your creative attributes, the things that you're passionate about birthing from a creative endeavor, artistic endeavor point of view, and simply things dealing with your self-expression at times. These things can find ways to really manifest, you know, connection to others in the 11th house in some type of shape or form. So the outside world will find an intrigue towards your creative expression, or things that you're just naturally invested into, emotionally invested into when it comes from a creative perspective. You may not be is the moon now. The moon ain't like the sun expressing itself. So you have the moon in the 5th house. You may not be into heavy expression of something of a 5th house nature, but you're gonna find yourself heavily involved with things of a 5th house nature. So you may not be that artist, but you damn sure may be the producer and the engineer. All right. So just a few examples out there. You have to know what house the moon is in order to understand why to get more into the meats and potatoes of why you experience certain things in the 11th house. All right, guys. So Cancer, the most private sign in the zodiac. We could damn near say the most sensitive sign in the zodiac. And we put it in the 11th house. What happens here? What happens here? Okay, for one, you have somebody, because this is connected to their moon placement, you have somebody that becomes emotionally invested, all right, into things dealing with their associations, their groups, and their partnerships. And because Cancer understands their level, because Cancer knows its body, right? It knows how its aura field and everything works, and it understands it's working with that sense of sensitivity. And when I say sensitivity, that's highlighting their empathic nature, being able to pick up so much vibrations from the external realm of what they come in contact with, person, place, or thing. With Cancer knowing this, when Cancer is placed in the 11th house, this is why they have to be, Virgo risings has to be white and black with their associations and their groups and their partnerships. Virgo risings already got Mercury having them question and critique everything. They cannot be in the 11th house losing their damn mind in a group or association that they don't know if these people share my values, if these people appreciate what I bring to the group, if I know we're all working towards a mutual cause. That's gonna drive Virgo rising. Y'all want Virgo rising to go crazy for real. They can't do the white and black. Cancer don't do white and black. And when you put it in the 11th house, dealing with people, it has to have a concrete, direct outlook on what it's participating in. Because once again, Cancer, the heart. So Cancer cannot have Ash Wednesday anything. If you don't know what Ash Wednesday, that's the substitute for ASS. All right, been challenging myself to relax on the cussing, guys. All right, trying to keep it YouTube friendly, man. While also pushing myself to see how much I can prove to myself that I can articulate this intelligence, all right, and this knowledge without having to use those words, all right. But Ash Wednesday, that's my new John right there. But yes, Cancer rule the heart. Cancer ain't got time to be putting their heart into a group association, because if Cancer gonna do it, they're gonna do it good. If Cancer gonna do it, they're gonna do it with their heart into it, all right. So Cancer's not bringing all this sense of stability, understanding, creative outlook, connection, helping things connect in a group, bringing a sense of harmony, all right, into a space with other people, and not really getting a clear indication of how these people view me, how these people reflect my energy, understand me, appreciate me, connect to me. I'm connecting to them, but they connecting to me. Cancer in the 11th house. Cancer, the most private sign in the zodiac, right, guys? So when it comes into Cancer energy, when you put Cancer in air houses, aka earth signs, that's why it takes time for these earth risings to build, connections with people a lot of the time. It does depend, obviously, on, where your sun and your moon is at, all right? You may be like me. I'm an earth rising, and I have these water placements. Well, actually, my chart is set up more like an Aquarius chart, but if you look from a whole sign perspective, yeah, I'm an earth rising. I'm gonna have water signs in my air houses, but I have air placements, okay? So when it comes into relating and making connections out in the world, it's a different situation. But when we're looking at that Virgo rising, the earth rising, and they got them water signs and them air houses, yes, there's more of a vetting process when it comes into making connections and relationships in the world. So when you have Cancer in the 11th house, what Virgo risings need to make sure they don't do is extremely extend this vetting process to the point this person they may be able to build with, this group or association they may be able to build with, you start to not see the opportunity into it. You start to lose the sight of the potential of the situation, because your vetting process, getting to understand their third, you might be taking that process a little too extreme. And that's just, listen, Cancer is cardinal water, ruled by the moon. It can be extreme. Let's understand that right there too, guys. That is an extreme energy. When we talk about signs that deal with extreme energy, Cancer is one of them. Because they can have impulsive reactions to how they feel. They can have a strong, damn near a strong dictator-like energy when it comes to how they want the environment to feel, how they're going to establish the emotional environment, So Virgo risings could see the opportunity and potential into connecting with this group or association, but Virgo rising don't be looking at it like, all right, is this group going to play me? Is they going to use me? Matter of fact, let me just read their energies a little bit more. And depending how that goes, eventually Virgo rising will make their decision like, okay, I'm gonna rock with them. I'm gonna allow myself to participate in this group. But once Virgo rising makes that decision, Virgo knows it ain't no, Virgo rising knows not no half step, and they know that they're going to be in it to win it with this group or association. So that's why the vetting process could be that serious. All right. This also accounts into other air houses. So if you're familiar, if you're curious about that, you could go ahead and watch Virgo, the other Virgo rising videos with the signs that they, Pisces in the 7th house, Scorpio in the 3rd. So when we get into Cancer in the 11th house, depending on how much this Virgo rising has matured with being able to read between the lines, remember, water and air houses, being able to read between the lines when it comes into people's intentions, because they learn that in the 3rd house, being able to understand how people may have their own hidden agendas in different type of ways, and may want to use you for their sense of pleasure, imagination, what makes them feel good and comfort. Scorpio in the 3rd house plus Pisces in the 7th house. As good as Virgo rising is able to mature and evolve from these things, you know, by the time they get into Cancer in the 11th house and they deal with people outside in the world, you know, they will be really good with this vetting process. There is already Cancer, one of the most intuitive signs in the zodiac. Virgo risings, Virgo itself is very critical and intuitive. So yes, this is why your Virgo friend be like, I don't know if I want to go chill around your friends, or I don't know if I want to go into that environment with them people over there. Or I don't, yeah, their energy is reading the room, also getting down into different outlooks of what could manifest being around them people. Not Cancer picking up everything in the 11th house. So Cancer do not want to tell you, all right, let's go to that. You invited me to this party, let's go, knowing that there's a chance when they get there, Cancer in the 11th house gets activated. Mercury, Cancer gets activated, and now is like, I really want to tell my friend I want to leave now. This energy is overwhelming. I don't like all the expression I'm receiving here. I don't even feel like expressing myself no more here. I don't even feel like expressing myself in this environment. Cancer, I'm telling you, your Virgo rising friend don't want to do you like that. Your Virgo rising friend don't want to just be the party poop and be like, all right, my bad, bro, my bad, sis, I gotta go. It's just, I'm picking up too much. I knew this was kind of not my vibe, but I was just clinging along because you my homie, you my sis. Like, so this is how Cancer can start, look at Cancer in the 11th house, start detecting things, and how having this placement can dictate how the Virgo rising goes about connecting its energy to others. Now, the word connection, we know connection is a dynamic, significant word with Cancer energy. Virgo risings can make things connect when they get up in that group. They can make things connect. They can bring a lot of understanding. They could get in this group environment, and this group environment, this youth club, this church, this team, this whatever it is. You already know Virgo rising one of the smartest signs in the zodiac. So, and we know this is a sextile. We know this is the 11th house harmonizes with our personality, with our 1st house. So Virgo risings are able to get into these associations and groups and allow their Mercury, allow their ability to build and structure, put things together, make things come together in this group. It's almost like the Temptation before they got David Ruffin. I'm sorry, that's just, I don't know why I'm saying I'm sorry, but that's just the example that just came to my head. It was like they had their thing going and all that. It's like, yo, we missing something. Then David Ruff came around. All right. Anybody come to see you, Otis? When David Ruff come around, we connected. It's like, we here now. We here now. This is exactly what we needed. But not saying Virgo rising is essentially David Ruffin, but they can sometimes come into a group and be what makes the other people connect better. Virgo rising can start seeing why the background singers and the main singer wasn't getting along, or why it should be a little bit better for that singer to be the lead singer on this song and David Ruffin to be the background singer on that song. The mercurial type of personality can be used very well to make things be placed into position in the name of a group, in the name of a partnership, in the name of association. There's a lot of Virgo risings that know that they can do this, that they know they bring this value, they know they bring this type of insight into groups and associations. And this is why, once again, the vetting process probably takes a little bit longer, because they know their value in that sense. And they want to make sure they're compensated for it, Earth. They want to make sure that it's appreciated. And you know, Virgos could just manifest situations in their lives where they don't feel like they're appreciated in their partnerships. So when they start to expand in things in their life, start meeting other people in the 11th house once again, you know, other people out in the world, you know, start seeing the potential in collaborative efforts with others and different associations and communities. This is kind of the memory they're taking into these situations. Like, okay, once again, let me see if this group is going to welcome the potential of what they see me bringing here, because I see the potential of what we can all build. All right. So yes, Cancer can make things connect here. When we're talking about connection, the Virgo sun rise, Virgo rises. I need y'all to understand. You know, a lot of you guys bring management into people's lives. A lot of you guys are an example of how to put things into position and regulate your reality. And regardless of what you guys, when you guys have an aspiration to bring something into the world, right? You know, and you're trying to filter it out through your 10th house, through your 11th house, right? You're trying to build this business, this brand or whatnot. And then you're getting out into the 11th house. You're trying to network it. You're trying to connect it. You're trying to relate it. 11th house also rules technology and social media. Virgo rising is very understanding. You got Cancer in this 11th house. You can touch people. You can touch people in this area. So it gets to a point, Virgo rising sometimes gets a little bit surprised, because all they doing is teaching the world about wellness and health and their experiences with that, hypothetically speaking, through their business and their brand and their ebook and their consultations. And then they receiving people telling them, yo, if it wasn't for you, I want to have healed this. You make me feel understood in this journey, in my wellness journey. You know, Virgo rising will start to see like, wow, I have a certain touch on people in the 11th house out in the world. It could be through their public speech. Once again, it could be through their brand or their business. It could be through their acts of service to the world. Virgo risings can really hit the sweet spot of people. And when we look at Cancer being the pretty much the most powerful sign in the zodiac when it comes from a manifestation point of view, because the emotional intention is so extremely powerful here that Cancer is going to always manifest what's on the heart. And not only manifest what's on the heart, it's going to manifest it quicker than what other signs can manifest. It can reel it in quicker. This goes for negative things though. So when we say it's the most powerful sign, Cancer can reel in, they have negative, ill intention in the heart. They will reel in the circumstances of these things quicker than other signs. Positive, uplifting, fruitful things on the heart. Their environment will be that. And with that being said, Cancers can bring so much into fruition for their community and group. Cancers can, you know, tweak the outlook, the group that they're a part of, the association that they're a part of, looks at things from a more positive perspective or from a negative perspective, all right? Or from a negative perspective. That's how much power they have in this space with Cancer there. So you can't say that they have the ability to really connect to people, touch people, and think that they can't try to touch people to do something negatively and use them. Is Earth. Virgo rising can use. Earth signs want to use things. All right, it's the lucky Libra. We got to talk about the light and the dark side. Cancer in the 11th house. A lot of people will bring things into fruition for Virgo rising. There'll be a lot of people in the 11th house. This is another reason why I want Virgo risings to understand not to be hesitant or neglect the ability you have to connect to people in the 11th house, because you got Cancer here. People in the 11th house will bring your goals into fruition a lot of the time, help you see progress with things that you're trying to build, right? Talk about connection, right? Talk about connection. So what happens when the Virgo rising is adamant about taking something it's curating in the first house and connecting into the 11th house? Once you throw that into the 11th house, you throw that out into the world. Here world, here's my value, here's my service, here's my ideology, here's my spiritual outlook about things. AKA, here's this thing you can utilize to help bring management, uplift your life, or something you can use. With Cancer being able to connect to people there, you don't think that when somebody receives that energy, they're not going to want to connect it to others? They're not going to want to move it around? So Virgo risings, you can never underestimate the type of opportunities you can manifest in your life. Just throwing out your sense of service, your gifts into the world, and having other people want to uplift and connect it for you, just because they feel so uplifted from it. They feel so empowered, or they feel like they have this new ideology or this new tool to bring management to my life. Let me help other people get some of that. Thank you, Virgo rising. We're gonna make your brand, your words spread quicker. So you don't play with Cancer wherever it's at, understanding its manifestation properties. Okay? Now, because Cancer is a sign that's extremely emotionally charged, the Virgo rising has to be careful that they don't allow the associations and groups that they participate in to guilt trip them, to project on them. It may be situations where Virgo risings, your duties is well over expired here. Your heart and your mind is telling you, all right, it's time for me to go solo from the group. It's time for me to leave this association group and graduate to something else. Start my own personal venture and create my own community and tribe. I gave what I had to give to this group. Whatever the example is, you cannot have Cancer here, people being lost in their emotion or lost in how they may want to continue to use you. All right. It ain't nothing wrong with being used in the world. You want to be used. All right. God is using us. And you got to be careful with that, Virgo rising. You got to be careful that you don't allow other people to project on you, guilt trip on you. How are you going to go start your own business? How are you going to go start your own group and community? Like, how are you going to, we've been here for you all this time. When your intuition is telling you you've evolved from a situation, from some type of group endeavor, group environment, Virgo rising. Virgo rising is going to be very private about their friends and their groups, their associations. They're going to be very private about that in general. You're not going to really know who Virgo risings associate themselves with. A lot of Virgo risings in general have a private nature. They really have a private nature. So don't let their sun and moon fall into a water, earth sign, water, earth house. And you ain't gonna know a damn thing about who they associate themselves with. Believe that. And they can definitely start manifesting situations where they feel more understood. They feel more understood. They feel like their energies is way more received in the outside world in comparison to what's around them, in comparison to the family members and the people close to them. Best believe that with Virgo rising. Best believe that with Virgo rising. All right, you got that Cancer out there, so it's connected to your moon sign. So in some type of shape or form, Virgo risings, they're attracting 11th house experiences in their life and learning how to respond to that, learning how to respond to unfamiliar environments, learning how to go to this new prep school and meet people right away, learning that their job, their company told them, yo, you're gonna have to go to this location and work there for the next 3 months. We need you to go work over there. I gotta adapt to that. Having their friends, this, that, and the third, drag them to, Pisces in the 7th house now. So Pisces likes to experience and explore, Virgo rising's friends be trying to drag them out there. Damn near guilt trip them too. Pisces in the 7th house be guilt tripping y'all too. Like, come on, bro. You always in the crib, man. We out. You always in the crib hobbing. Come on. And then you get into the 11th house, you're meeting people from your 7th house connections and whatnot. You start to feel, Virgo rising start getting a little bit of that 11th house energy. And it's just like, damn, this is my life. I'm damn near a nomad, attracting situations of people. And that's another thing. I know I'm damn near not finishing my sentence before starting a new one. But not only is Virgo rising going to be attracting these scenarios a lot of the time, they're going to feel like this is why Virgo risings have this is why they're already naturally non-judgmental. Now, Virgo rising going to judge, they're going to critique you. It's Mercury. There's a difference between critique and judge. There's a difference. Critique is just going to analyze you. Judging is starting to add the moral influence into what the critique is picking up, right? So Virgo's non-judgmental, but they will critique you and analyze you. And when they get into the 11th house, because of their 11th house experiences and being able to connect to so much faces and places, because their moon sign is really pulling it in with Cancer there, they get so much of a deep understanding for different people in the world, what different people have experienced and been through. And like I said, they start manifesting brothers and sisters in the 11th house. And these people can become more of emotional support system, bring a sense of emotional mental stability for the for the Virgo rising in comparison to what's been around them. You got to remember, what sign is in the first air house for Virgo? Scorpio. So yes, there's positives to it because it's still a sextile, but it's likely that Virgo rising experience some backstabbing, some betrayal, some deep transformation at times with close friendships, siblings, cousins, situations close to home. So when they expand and evolve out of some of these situations and they get out into the world, you got Cancer and you just attracting, reeling in so much situations, being in different environments and interacting with different faces and places. This is when Virgo starts to gain way more a deep understanding of not just people, but of the world, and is able to take that humble, sense of interaction with other people, right? And this is also why Virgo risings can have such an infectious influence on people, because people can pick that up. People can pick up the Virgo rising. We could pick up on that Cancer in the 11th house when we first connect with you in the 11th house space. We can pick up on you being understanding and receiving of our energy. And remember, it's Virgo, Mercury. They're going to be engaged. You feel the engagement. You may be talking to the Virgo rising and you feel them scanning. Okay, boo-boo cap, black do-rag. Okay, does he have his hair done or not? Is this something he always does? Is he always hiding his hair? All right, his skin looks pretty smooth. This and the third. T-shirt a little tight. All right, don't know what that's about. Okay, gold chain. What's his chain? Is that a Capricorn piece? I thought he was a Libra. So you're going to feel the engagement. You're going to feel the engagement from that natural critical analysis type energy, but you feel them engaged from an understanding, trying to receive your energy. And what do humans crave? Human craves, as a natural human, we crave wanting to be understood, felt, and seen. Virgo rising is going to give you that with Cancer in the 11th house. All right, family. You already know what it is. It's the Lucky Libra, the Hood Pastor, the Hood Guru, Saturn's favorite nephew. Like I said, tap into my Patreon if you want to dive deeper. Tap into my website if you want to connect with the Lucky Libra. Appreciate the donations. Appreciate the super thanks. And make sure y'all find a way to join a church service one of these days. All right, especially if you're a newbie. All right, gang. Until next time, what we got next, we have Leo in the 11th house. All right, family.